Actually, you kind of bring up something. Speaking of provocative lyrics, I was listening to the album, and this next question, I need to drop a little bit of history to our listeners that aren't completely familiar with what I'm going to ask. Yeah. It's in reference to the use of the N-word.
Right.
Right now. For those listeners who are a bit confused, I'm not going to say the word on air, but you can look it up on the internet or whatever. But the N-word is basically a word referencing African Americans in a derogatory manner back in the United States. This word kind of came out of slavery times where, black people were raped and killed and lynched, hanged by trees. A lot of times when they would get hanged, many times the mob that hung them would cut their genitals off, put their genitals in their mouth. Wow. It's pretty graphic, right? Yeah. And out of that came the use of the N-word. And generally it's kind of a controversial topic because many people are like, oh, you shouldn't say the N-word because of the history behind it and it still has power today. Some people are like, you can say it, whatever, it doesn't matter as long as you don't feel like it means anything. Yeah. But generally it's a conversation that black people have, right? Yeah. However, in the album, or on the album, I should say, in the song You the Man, I hear you, Chan, as a full-blooded Asian man, use the N-word.
Yeah.
So my question to you, Chan, is why do you feel that it's appropriate for you as an Asian man in an Asian culture that has no historical or cultural connection or understanding to the use of the N-word? Why do you feel it's appropriate for you to use that word in that album?
I don't really think it's appropriate, and it's definitely something I haven't used it ever before in a song, So, I've actually been told in 2001 by another MC, Acrobatic, he's African American as well. Yeah. I was about to use the N-word in a scratch. It wasn't even my voice in one of my songs, and I remember him telling me, "Hey man, you can't do that. Don't do that." And I always remembered that. That was like 10 years ago. Right. And to this day, I never have. But in this particular song, You the Man, the lyrics that I was saying was like, Maniac, he's not just my friend, he's my effing N-word. Right. And, I guess I really didn't think deeply into the consequences of, are people going to get hurt? I remember hearing songs from other Korean rappers in the past, and they would say the N-word, and I didn't like it, But in this particular case, I just, I didn't really put too much thought into it. I was just like, maybe, that's what I want to say. And to be honest, I use that word in my daily life, like, not in a negative way, but, just like, yo, what's going on? I use that word. So, yeah, I guess there's no real way to justify using that word, but I guess that's my explanation,
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just wondering with a few other people. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's go into another song by New Dynasty. Actually, we have the next song you guys are going to do live, right?